Hello everybody, welcome to the Tube. A lot going on. Here's our lineup. Russian government declare project to combat iOS and Android. A 1mm thick TV wallpaper unveiled in South Korea. Former audio streaming giant returns with a cutesy video app. This Texas-based startup wants you to connect with your dog. And viral video hero Action Movie Kid gets his own web series. Stay with us, it's good for you. The Cold War may have ended in the 90s, but now we are entering the Code Wars. Sophisticated. Russia is still fighting to free itself from American influence over its technology sector, with the country's Minister for Communications announcing plans to create a new mobile operating system to challenge iOS and Android's total control in the mobile devices market. According to Russia's RBC financial newspaper, the Ministry of Communication instigated the project to replace Android and iOS, meeting with Finnish developer Yola to discuss the creation of a new mobile operating system based on Yola's open source Sailfish OS. Russia's Minister of Communications, Nikolai Nikiforov, told RBC that he wants to see the use of non-Russian mobile operating systems drop to just 50% by 2025. Here's a look at Yola's tech, once known for its importance to privacy rights. Probably not in Russia, though. With me in the studio to discuss the new cold tech war is our very own Yaron Tenbring. Good evening.
Good evening, Jason.
We're always saying Google and Apple have too much power and that, they're abusing their power. So it's not very surprising that the Russians think the same, isn't it?
No, it's not surprising. I mean, Russia, it kind of depends. Like, I'd ask the Russian government to join our staff because, I do agree that the monopoly by Google and Apple is kind of dangerous in many ways. The only thing is the Russians, it's not just about, having their tech infrastructure undermined by American dominance in technology. It's also about the fact that they want to do exactly what the NSA is doing, and for that, they need different systems, because the Americans have access to these systems, and they don't. So that's another issue here.
You're telling me that the Russians have no way to do an NSA on their Russian citizens?
They're doing it, of course, but not as successfully and not as deeply as the Americans can, because these companies are American. They're working. It's been shown that they're working with the NSA, and the Russians, of course, fear that. And then there is also the financial tech side of it, where their industry is basically based on American infrastructure. It's not just smartphones and mobile devices and not just operating systems. It's also the cloud that is mostly American owned, and they have a real problem. So it actually makes sense to develop competing systems.
And why now?
Well, it is kind of the Snowden effect, It's not just Russia. It's not the cold tech war. It's a world tech war. I mean, Brazil are developing systems. In Europe, Germany and France especially are trying to block American tech companies in all kind of regulatory ways. What we have is actually governments in the world waking up to the fact that American dominance in tech software, cloud, and mobile devices actually means that America knows everything everybody is doing, while they don't know everything everybody is doing.
I still can't fully understand if that's a good thing or a bad thing for, the simple citizen.
Well, I mean, for a Russian citizen, of course, it's a good thing because if they get these Yola phones, these phones are much cheaper than what you have on the market by Android or iOS devices, and it's more competition. It's not a bad thing for unless, of course, the Russian system is meant to kind of follow citizens' actions and how they use their phone. In that case, it is bad. So it kind of depends, what they actually do with it.
But since, we always talk about the fact that people are listening and probably will continue to listen, so is it better for a Russian person that Putin will listen to him?
It's nice to have a choice, isn't it? Like if you want the Americans to be after you, or the Russians, or maybe next in a few years the Europeans will also offer you the possibility to be surveilled by them and not by the Americans. But I think, the average citizen, it doesn't really have a choice.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Yola. That's a Finnish smartphone manufacturer. Where did they come from? Why them? What's the story?
It's a really weird story. It's weird that they're involved. They're a very, very cool company. They did lots of their advancement on crowdfunding projects. They now crowdfunded a new tablet that they're working on. Their owner, he's a very cool guy. Their videos are cool. They're kind of a very small manufacturer whose pride was until now that they're not in the game, that they're not Apple, they're not Android, they will not follow you everywhere. It's like more of an open source system that people can build on, and it has the values of the old internet.
And can these values be part of what they're doing in Russia?
I don't see how. That's the interesting thing here, because if they, it's kind of hard as a small tech company. The Russian government calls you, you come there for a meeting. So I'm not sure they're going to actually make new systems for Russian surveillance, but that's a possibility. The price kind of matters probably. But they actually make very good phones. So if the Russian government would push to the public lots of these machines, lots of these devices for a cheap price, they might actually get their goal of decreasing the number of devices, Android or iOS operated, under the 50% within 10 years.
But can't President Putin just, ban Android and iOS phones in Russia?
Well, he can, of course. I mean, he can do whatever he wants in Russia at the moment, but the price to pay financially and tech-wise, they don't. It's not like they have many other options, and the problem they have now is that they are completely dependent on American technology, and that's exactly what they're trying to change. So maybe if they get
after the dependency is shifted.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Yaron.
Thank you.
How thick is your TV?
It's very thick. I don't have a TV at all.
You don't have a TV at all. Okay, so normal people with TVs. Let's talk about the new TV. Do you want to put a TV on your wall? Yeah, okay, so LG, they just made a TV so thin you can just stick it with magnets. At a press event in its home country of Korea, LG showed off a wallpaper proof of concept television. The 55-inch display weighs 1.9 kilograms and is less than a millimeter thick. Yes, you heard that right, 1 millimeter. Thanks to a magnetic mat that sits behind it on the wall, the TV can be stuck to a wall. To remove the display from the wall, you peel the screen off the mat. The company said the OLED wallpaper is just a concept now, but represents groundbreaking technology. OLED, that stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode, TVs are much slimmer because the screen emits light itself without a backlight unit, unlike the liquid crystal display, that's LCD, you're probably watching now. It's so passé. For some of us, saying real player brings back a lot of memories. once the standard of video and audio streaming online back in the good old days of the happy 90s. Now RealNetworks, the company of RealPlayer, are trying to stage a comeback. The product, however, is very different from the RealPlayer once the standard for web audio. It's called RealTimes, and it picks the best moments from your camera roll to create a real-time story, a video montage from your smartphone photos and video collections. You can customize real-time stories by rearranging clips and photos, changing duration, and adding filters and soundtracks. Real-time stories can be seamlessly shared as recipients don't need the app to view the stories. Welcome back, Real. We kind of forgot you. Take a look.
4, get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna see, then come along with me, that's right. And if you want a good tomorrow, it's pretty simple, gotta find a way to follow. And if you do, you have a future real bright. And it's a combination of consistency. Come on and say, oh, 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 oh.
A lot of companies want to bring a cross-platform experience, and now Samsung are in the game too, as they introduced an app that will help you feel like your devices are really connected. Samsung Flow is a tool that lets you easily set down your phone and pick up what you were doing on your tablet, or vice versa. The user has to specifically tell Flow what activity you want to transfer and where you want to pick it up from, but that doesn't make it less seamless. At least according to Samsung's video, it'll pop up on the chosen device pretty much immediately. This gets more interesting for features like video chat, where it appears that you could actually move a call over to a different device without interruption. Nice one, Samsung. Keep connecting everything to everything. If you are worried about your four-legged friend for life, your dog that is, it's time to make your dog smart with a smart collar. Yes, we have now those things. The connected collar gadget syncs with a smartphone app to deliver you data on your pooch's activity levels. Other features in the collar include integrated LEDs to use in the dark and built-in microphone and micro speakers so you can command your pet from afar. Developed by Austin, Texas-based startup Dogtelligence, the gizmo has been successfully funded on Indiegogo and is scheduled for release in the US in November, priced at $160. We're still waiting for the collar from the movie Up, remember, to help our dogs speak to us. That can be fun. Take a look.
Like most dog owners, my biggest priority is safety. That's why we developed our proprietary virtual leash and fence technology. A notification on your smartphone will let you know if your dog wanders outside of the designated zone, at home and outdoors. It works by combining inaudible ultrasonic frequencies, vibrations, and a simulated leash tug to humanely keep your dog from going any further. Training your dog can sometimes be difficult, so we've made it easier than ever. Using our app, you can control a variety of pre-programmed and customizable whistle tones to build skills and deter barking. Easy-to-follow guided training will help you cover the basics. Fitness trackers empower us to live healthier lives, and now they can do the same for our furry friends. Using the app, owners can set...
Action Movie Kid is back! If you don't remember, Action Movie Kid is the brainchild and, well, actual child of DreamWorks animator Daniel Hashimoto, who went super viral after spicing up his kids' video with Hollywood-grade special effects. Now, Action Movie Kid is back with his very own web series with new villains and its first ever ongoing story. The new series is a partnership with YouTube as as part of their new experimental channel named Field Day. The channel is meant to serve as a laboratory to push the boundaries of what YouTube content is and what it can be. To accomplish that goal, YouTube has assembled a creator brain trust that includes everyone from Vsauce to Mystery Guitar Man to, steer the channel. But seriously, YouTube, just give us more of action. Movie Kid, it's brilliant.
Really, guys? They're just kids. All right, then. It's playtime.
Dundo bad.
Look, Sophia. Trucks. Yeah.
Yes, he has a little sister. Her name is Sophia, and she's cute. That's it. Show's over. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new show of The Tube. And always remember, travel makes a wise man better, but food, oh, so much worse. That's me. Goodbye.